So in today's video, I want to share a really quick story with you that after you hear it, I believe just might change the way you view investing into a 401k. So with that being said, let's go ahead on over to our normal spot and get this camera set up so we could go ahead and get into today's video. All right, so I want to introduce you guys to Alex, and you might be asking yourself like, okay, so who's Alex? Well, who Alex is not quite as important as what Alex has done and did. So let's go ahead and get right into that. So Alex is just like the regular guy like you who are watching this video, and what Alex did is he went out there into the marketplace, applied for a job, and ultimately was hired. Now during this hiring process, like we all know, every company that offers a 401k is going to ultimately approach you and let you know, hey, you really want to make sure that you sign up for your 401k. And this is exactly what they did with Alex. And they're like, hey Alex, look, we offer a really great 401k plan. We have a lot of really great investment options in our 401k plan. We offer a really great match. You really want to make sure, as you're like a fairly young person, you want to make sure that you sign up and participate in your 401k. Like I'm sure you were told, and like I have been told, and I believe this, and so did Alex, because hey, this company has his best interest in mind. They're telling him all the great benefits of investing into his 401k, all the great companies he could be invested in. They're showing him how his money will grow over time and how he's going to set himself up for retirement by investing into the 401k. So he believes this employer, like I'm sure all of you who are watching this video have done the exact same thing, regardless of whether you invested into the 401k or you have not. So nevertheless, Alex went ahead, signed up for his 401k, and then later on, as he's now working and doing his job and he's contributing to his 401k, he's receiving the company match, things seem to be going great, and he meets his coworkers and they're like, hey Alex, did you sign up for your 401k? And Alex is like, well yeah, I did, because they explained to me all the really great benefits, and they're like, oh man, that's great, because we've all done the same thing, and it's performing really great, and everyone is happy because their 401k is ultimately performing well. They're talking about the different investments, so on and so forth. Ultimately, Alex's coworkers were just trying to make sure that Alex did not miss out on the opportunity of participating in the company's 401k plan, because they saw this as it was performing really great for them, and they wanted Alex to make sure that he didn't miss out on the opportunity. So now let's get into what happened next. All right, so at this point in the story, Alex is very happy because he's like, hey, I got a really cool job. I'm happy with the job that I do. I love my schedule. I'm here, signed up, invested in my 401k. It's performing well. All of my coworkers are having and experiencing the same thing by investing into their 401k as well. Everyone is like very satisfied, by participating in the 401k. He's loving this whole situation. A couple years have gone by, and Alex is starting to look more into personal finance, investing, all of these types of things. He's learning from watching videos like this. People are telling him like, hey man, make sure you totally take advantage of investing in your 401k so you can retire. And Alex is like, man, I'm on the right track. I've been doing this thing a few years. I really am like buying into this. I want to retire with a large amount of money. So Alex goes even deeper into this investing, and he's like, I'm going to max out my 401k. So Alex is completely all in at this point. He's contributing as much as financially is legally allowed to contribute to his 401k. He ultimately wants to make sure that he is setting himself up to have the very best retirement possible, giving himself the most money possible to enjoy that retirement. And he does that by contributing as much as he is able to into his 401k. So this is what all of the people, his employer, his coworkers, other people in the finance community, whether it be in like blogs or YouTube videos like this, they're all telling you like, hey, if you want to have a really great retirement and you want to set yourself up for retirement, max out your 401k. So that is exactly what Alex did. Now, this is what happened next. So at this point in the story, Alex is now contributing diligently year after year, completely disciplined, maxing out his 401k every single year. And now he's like starting to realize like, hey, it's not that my job is like really hard or anything, but just ultimately like Alex is starting to kind of just get tired of working and realizing like, hey, I want to start looking at like when I can actually retire. So Alex starts looking and, doing the numbers, and he's like, hey, I think as soon as I reach, this dollar amount, I'm going to, be ready to go ahead and retire. And Alex, based on the numbers, is realizing like, okay, hey, like I don't have, kids, I don't have a family. I think when I get to a few more years, I'll be able to be good to go. Like I've, look at my account, like, hey, all I got to do is maybe at this point, Alex is like about 45 years old. He's like, hey, if I go another 5 years, I'll be good to go. I'll be 50. I could go ahead and retire. And so this is Alex's plan. And he's like, hey, this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to get to 50 years old based on the numbers. When I get there, I'm going to go ahead and retire. So if you've paid attention to the story, at no point has anybody ever made very clear to Alex, hey, what are the exact rules when it comes to your 401k? They make it very plain and simple and easy to sign up for your 401k. Everyone tells you about all of the match and the different type of investments you could pick within your 401k, all of that. But no one ever truly explains to you exactly when the point is that you could actually retire. They just say this is a retirement account and you want to take advantage of it. You want to make sure you participate so then later on you can retire. But they never tell you when. It's always retirement is just some point in the future. It's just some place you just land on, oh, hey, there's retirement, way down the line. But no one ever really specifies when you actually are qualified to retire. So they kind of suggest, but without really saying it, you can retire when you want, or when you get enough money to retire, then you could go ahead and retire. And they know that most people don't contribute enough money to their 401k to ever ultimately retire, or that people don't even contribute to the plan in general, or they're very inconsistent, so they never get to the point where it makes sense for them to retire anyways. But that's not Alex's story. Alex has done everything he needs to. He's been completely diligent, completely on it, and Alex is I'm on point. I'm doing everything. I've done the math. I've done the numbers. When I get to 50, based on the money I have, I'm going to live a great retirement. So Alex goes ahead, invests for the next 5 years, gets to the point that he's 50, and he's like, look, I'm ready to go. He goes ahead and tells his company, hey, look, I've contributed to my 401k from the point that I was, got hired. I've built up. I've done the math. I've done the numbers. I really want to thank you guys for the opportunity, but now that I've built up this amount of money, I think I'm really ready to just go ahead and hang it up. Thank you guys again, and I want to go ahead and turn in my 2 weeks and I want to retire. And they're like, okay, Alex, that sounds good and all that, but what do you have in place so that way you could take care of yourself? And Alex is I have such and such amount of money inside my 401k. And they're like, oh, okay, well, how old are you, Alex? And he's like, oh, well, I'm 50. And they're like, well, Alex, you do realize you can't retire using your 401k at 50 years old. And Alex is like, well, what do you mean? It's my retirement account. I could just, it's mine. It's my money. And they're like, well, yeah, Alex, that's all true and all, but there's rules that come with the 401k. And now Alex is starting to not feel quite so good about this situation. He's like, well, okay, so what exactly is the rule? And they're like, well, Alex, when it comes to investing into a 401k, you're contributing money into a retirement account, and as a part of those rules that come with the 401k account, the retirement age, the minimum retirement age, is 59 and a half. And now Alex is feeling real bad about the situation, because Alex is like, okay, but why did you guys not make sure that I knew that before I ever put the money in? And Alex is starting to really get this nauseous, sick feeling in him, because Alex has no intention of working for another 9 and a half, 10 years when he's done everything that, at least in his mind, was exactly what he needed to do to set himself up to be able to retire by 50. And Alex is like, I've maxed out my 401k. I made all the financial sacrifices. I've invested diligently. I've done everything right. You guys told me to sign up for my 401k. My coworkers made it seem like it was a great thing. Everyone filled his head with all of this, everything is just great. You really want to participate in the 401k because you want to have, you want to be able to retire one day. And no one ever told him that hey, but just so you know, if you participate in this thing, you have to wait until 59 and a half in order to actually tap into the retirement funds. and be able to retire using your 401k money. And Alex is absolutely livid. He's frustrated, and he realizes, like, I'm stuck. Like, I've put all of this money into this account and I can't use it at all. I can't touch it. I can't use it to invest in any other type of way, because they've already explained to Alex, like, hey, once this money's in here, you can't pull it out, Alex. You could borrow it if you want to do a loan, sure, and then you have to pay interest on that loan, Alex, but you can't withdraw the money. There's nothing you can do, Alex, as far as this money is concerned, unless you get fired from us, or unless you experience some extreme financial hardship in your life. Basically, Alex, this money is locked into this 401k account and you simply cannot touch it. So unless you, Alex, unless you die, unless you have, like, you know, a very significant financial, like, disaster going on in your life, like maybe you're going to lose your home, then you will be able to, you know, file some kind of situation like that with the 401k company. They will then grant you the money to be able to, like, get yourself out of that financial situation. But really, outside of that and maybe a couple other special situations, you're really not going to be able to access those 401k funds. And Alex realizes, like, I'm in a financial trap. Like, I did not want to retire at basically 60 or any other age later than that. Alex is, like, absolutely frustrated, and now he resents the company, he resents the co-workers, everyone, because no one made it very clear. And Alex is even frustrated with himself, because he's like, why did I not look deeper into this? Why did I not find out exactly when the retirement was? Alex was so focused on just doing the thing that was gonna, you know, do, like, working the process, investing the money, maxing out his 401k, taking all of the advice of the people on YouTube and other social media, you know, places and blogs and things and books that he's read that said, hey, you know, contribute as much as you can to your 401k so you could retire. But never did Alex realize, I'm locked into this account. My money is basically locked into this 401k account. And when all of these different people from all of these different places are influencing Alex to invest into his 401k, he never realized, obviously, the restrictions that come with investing into the 401k, but he's like, hey, does this investment of, like, the investing in the 401k, does that align with his retirement goals? Like, obviously, Alex wanted to retire by 50, but does the 401k an option that allows him to do that? And he never looked into it, and ultimately Alex was stuck, and Alex had to go on and work another 9.5 years before he was able to do that and finally tap into his retirement. And the reason why I'm making this video is because I'm not saying that the 401k has, like, terrible investments within it or anything like that. It's really, you really need to look hard at, when do you want to retire? And if you don't mind working until you're 59.5, or you don't mind having to wait until you're 59.5 or older to be able to tap into your financial, you know, investments, so then that way ultimately you can retire, then hey, 401k could be a great option for you. If you do not want to have to work until you're 59.5 or 60 or older to be able to tap into your 401k funds, and you want to be able to step away from the job and retire, then I really want to, like, strongly suggest that you look at other options outside of the 401k. And hey, I'm not going to say you need to do this investment or that investment, but clearly you are not going to retire sooner than 59.5 if you are contributing to a 401k. So I hope you guys can learn a lot and take away a lot from Alex's story. So with that being said, if you are not currently subscribed to this channel, what you want to do is look right here on the bottom right side of the screen, find that subscribe button, give it a quick tap for me, so that way you will get notified by YouTube each and every time I upload a video just like this one. And now a video is going to pop up here on the screen. You want to be sure to click that video, and I will see you in that next video.